To a new episode of the True American Real Patriot podcast. On this episode, we are going to view some of the devastation that the United States and Israel is causing in Iran. First, please like, comment, and subscribe. As a new podcast, we are trying to get to 100 followers by the end of the month. All right, first, let's watch Trump lie about the Iranian girls' school bomb strike.
Mr. President, did the United States bomb a girls' elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people?
In my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr. Hicks?
Look at Pete's eyebrows. You know what? Let's look at Pete's eyebrows right when he said that right here.
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Huh?
Mr. Hicks said it was Iran who did that?
We're certainly investigating.
Still
But
investigating.
the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
We think it was done. We think it was done by Iran because they're very inaccurate, as you know, with their munitions.
I think the fact that Pete didn't automatically just back up the president, because the president was pretty unequivocal, when he said, nope, wasn't us. Looks like it was Iran.
It's definitely a tell.
Yeah. I don't know if he's scared of future war crimes or what the case is, but I mean, it's jarring. You don't see anybody in that administration just go up and just defy what the president said right after he said it at that.
Yeah, it's weird too, because obviously Hegseth's not under oath. It's just like a reporter that they have no respect for. So it's weird that he just didn't lie or just, back the president up.
Maybe that's because the reports are coming out. And this just came out 30 minutes ago. We're filming Sunday night. A video appears to show U.S. cruise missiles striking Iranian school compound. So I seen something online. They were like, the way how it's descending and these little wings right here, kind of is a tell. Again, I'm not a military expert, but so this article goes on to say, although the quality of the video makes precisely identifying the munition difficult, the missile appears consistent with Tomahawk cruise missiles, according to Jeffrey Lewis, a professor of global security at Middlebury College. The U.S. is the only known country known to have Tomahawk missiles, and U.S. officials say the military was operating in the south of the country at the time of the strike. The first shooters at sea were Tomahawks unleashed by the United States Navy. General Dan Kane, the chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, said in a press conference on the Monday after the strike. So that strike happened right at the beginning of the war, or beginning of the campaign, whatever you want to call it. And it was what's looking like to be done by a Tomahawk, and we're the only ones that have a Tomahawk. So,
yeah, and the military did a preliminary investigation a few days ago, and they thought that it was the U.S. That struck the girls' school. So Trump is lying, which is not surprising, and he has more information than we do. The other thing that I heard, which is pretty concerning, is that we hit that school twice.
Yeah, double tapped it 40 minutes later. So when the parents heard about this story and they're going to the school to check if their kids are all right, they got it too.
And that's horrific. See, here's the problem with the Trump administration. Any other administration, there would be an investigation into what the fuck happened, right? The Trump administration is just going to try to cover this up. There's going to be very little investigation. If there is one, it'll be done internal, and there will be no public reports issued, no public apology.
Nothing.
That's that. Yeah.
That because that would be called accountability. And this guy, for whatever reason, his entire life has never had to face it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The terror that we're inflicting, though, I mean, this is disgusting, dude. So this is a reporter. He actually, from CNN, he actually went into Iran, and he says, like, he was driving through and he was like, certain parts look decent. You would never tell anything's happening, right? People are going about their day. And then he got to Tehran. And that's not the report in Tehran.
That's the west of the city over there, and this is the north of the city. Normally, if you look to that direction, you could actually see the Alborz Mountains, but now all of that is also covered in clouds. That comes after major airstrikes in the south and the west of the city happened last night, where oil installations were hit, oil storage facilities. Apparently, also a refinery might have been hit as well. And now you can see this morning that the sky is still very dark. We saw thick black plumes of smoke in the sky yesterday. There were massive fires in the south of the city. But I want to show you something else, because it's also raining. But you can see that the rain water is actually black, also saturated, it appears, with oil. And then if we look over there, you can see that the water that's running down here also is
They're so categorically fucked over there. I mean, the environmental devastation that oil raining down on soil is going to do. I mean, that's who knows how far that's going to carry, but I mean, crops are going to be done this year. But we're talking about a food. If there's any kind of farming or agriculture going on around Tehran, and typically big cities like that usually have agriculture around to support them. And it's like literally one of the oldest cities in the world. So they definitely had agriculture around to support it back then. That area environmentally is devastated, bro. And we're only a week into this shit.
It's funny about that attack on the oil refinery. I read a story that Israel okayed the attack with the United States beforehand. We gave the approval. And then after it was done, supposedly Trump was really pissed off with Israel because of the scale of the attack. And then two, why do you think he was mad? Because of the rain, the oil rain?
No, the oil prices.
And he wants the oil. He's like, why are you blowing up my oil? That's the oil that we're going to steal, BB. Like, what the fuck, right? So that
was the deal, BB. That was the fucking deal. I was going to come in, blow him to fucking smithereens. We weren't going to touch the oil. I was going to come in, take all the oil. And you fucked us, BB. You fucked us, BB. And
so
BB's just like, don't forget who your best friend was. And then Trump's like, yes, sir. Sorry about that.
It's not the oil rain. It's that Trump has less oil to steal. I go back and forth on this. Like, I think the Iranians obviously were miserable under the Ayatollah. And I think they were really happy that the Ayatollah died. And I think that they are praying that the United States is successful. Right? Because it's like, what are our options here? And like, I was seeing reports, and I think they're true, that a lot of Iranians are hopeful that the Americans can be successful. The thing is, though, I just don't trust the American government,
Right.
To do this for the right reasons.
Again, we went over this on another episode. The Ayatollah did have supposedly 45% support. Not much of it was in Tehran. Like, Tehran would have been the place where 70% of the people were against the Ayatollah. Like that, it's the cosmopolitan city with the universities, the educated populace, right? The metropolitan. That's where you had the resistance. That's where the protests were. They were in Tehran, right? Like, they weren't all across the outskirts and some small villages. They were in the big city. And we're devastating the city. Not only the rain, look at this shit, dude. So these are the sewers. That whole city's gonna get cancer in the next 15 years, dude. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not joking. That's just oil being burned throughout the sewer system. And it's raining fucking oil on them. We were crying about acid rain. That was a thing when I was younger in the 90s. Acid rain. What the fuck is this? Literally acid. It's sulfuric acid.
Yeah, it's hard to watch.
It is.
There's no end in sight.
There's no, and who's gonna pay for this?
Well, that's a great question. Who's gonna pay for Ukraine? Who's gonna pay for Gaza? Who's now gonna pay for Tehran? No one. I don't know.
Right. I mean, what are we gonna have to? We're gonna cough up reparations. Is that part of the prophecy that they're talking about?
We're $40 trillion in debt. I mean, you're talking about tens of trillions of dollars probably to rebuild those countries. Minimum. I don't even know. So it's a great question. So we're going to bomb the fuck out of Tehran, just like Russia's bombing the fuck out of Ukraine. And who's going to rebuild those places?
Yeah.
And just like Israel bombed the fuck out of Gaza.
And like we said, we talked about this over the weekend. Number one winner in this whole conflict is Russia. The number two winner is Israel. They're unequivocally winning, and Russia more than Israel, because they're not territorially compromised by this. We're asking the Ukrainians to give us drones, so they're giving us drones. So their enemies giving up some of their weapons to help us, and then oil prices and sanctions have been eased on Russia to be able to sell it to India and into Europe. All of that is good, and on top of that, their main adversary, us, is losing goodwill by the minute across the entire world, shooting ourselves in the dick, and they're coming out looking somewhat reasonable compared to us.
Yeah, I think it's Israel is the clear number one winner, but that's fine. We can disagree, but yeah, Russia is certainly a winner of this. There's no doubt about it, and we are definitely a loser. I mean, no matter
on
how
the podium,
no matter how this turns out, we're going to be a loser because the regime is gonna stay intact, and Trump's going to declare victory, and it's going to look like a hollow victory.
Yep.
And our military looks weak. You know what I mean? Because like they're blowing up like our satellite, our radar installations, and additionally, our interceptors are proven to be, I guess, costly, and like drone warfare can beat our interceptor missiles.
And I seen a report now. Who knows the validity, because it's hard to get information in this time. But supposedly we've lost all of our like $1 billion radar systems in the area.
I know we lost 3.
And we only got 8 of them.
Yeah, so I don't know about the other 5.
No, so I think in the area, because we don't have all 8 of them in that area.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I saw reports that we lost 3.
Again, we only have a total of 8 for the whole fucking world. So it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good, and we're gonna have to pay for all this shit. We are gonna be the world's pariah after this, us and Israel. It was a good run, man. It was a real good run, dude. It was. But, we voted this guy in 2016. We had a reprieve from him, and we made the same mistake twice. Kind of deserve whatever's coming to us, man.
Definitely deserve it. We definitely deserve it.
Sucks. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the share button, hit the bell icon to get notified when we drop a new episode, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.